Okay, thank you everyone for coming to the special council meeting of October the 6th, 2025. It's noon hour. For public purposes, this meeting is being recorded. With that, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
So moved by Councillor Glant, seconded by
I'll second it.
seconded by Councillor Thorne. Questions to the motion? Seeing no questions to the motion, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? See no contrary minded, motion carried. With that, I'll remind everyone there's a conflict of interest declaration. Should you have any conflict of interest, please fill it in and pass it into the clerk or message her that you do so, and then get the form filled out. With that, item number 4 is reports from administration, fire hall debenture.
Perfect. So this is the only item for the agenda today. So this is procedurally what is required when the Municipal Finance Corp, or MFC, has their biannual, what we usually call for debentures. So they issue them twice per year. And as council knows, the fire hall was declared to be substantially complete last month at the end of September, which means that it was ahead of schedule of when we anticipated being able to call the debenture. So we're at a point where it's instead of carrying the interest until the first call for debentures next spring, where we will propose to the Municipal Finance Corp to call the debenture this fall. It's a bit of a different approach than we had with the only other debenture that this council has called, which was the fire truck that we purchased in 23. Because we technically have two different funders in this case, which is really the only other funder that can go through long-term debentures through the borrowing board, which is also with FCM. So our motion is a long one for two reasons. One, it has some of the key dates for the project just for record to make sure that those dates are there, but also because we have it split for the Municipal Finance Corp and for FCM. So as opposed to just calling the debenture for the Finance Corp, we will, the motion has both FCM's and the provinces. And we're making the motion and doing these steps based on our agreement with FCM that has the steps for the borrowing board. But both FCM and the folks at the province will tell you that they do not do the debentures often through the Green Municipal Fund in New Brunswick. So they may require changes down the road or additional information from us. That's why the motions are throwing everything at the wall so that they have everything and we can include that in a certified resolution for them. But we'll keep council posted if they do want anything else as we get that to them before the October 9th deadline. So with that, there is a very long motion on the floor for recommendation, and then we can answer any questions that council may have.
I can read this if everyone's okay with it. Yes? Great. Okay. Whereas on November 2nd, 2023, Salisbury Town Council passed a resolution requesting up to $7,500,000 for the project from the Municipal Capital Borrowing Board in alignment with the pre-tender estimates, which was approved in Ministerial Order 23-0077. Whereas Salisbury Town Council awarded on May 27th, 2024, the construction of the new municipal facility to serve as the new Salisbury Fire Rescue Station. Whereas on October 15th, 2024, Salisbury Town Council authorized the signature of agreement CPC-23-0203 with the Federation of Canadian Municipalities under the Green Municipal Fund. Whereas on September 22nd, 2025, the facility was deemed substantially complete by the town's design team. Whereas project costs, including net payable HST and change orders, additions, and credits, equate to $7,166,805. Whereas the net borrowed amount by the municipality equates to $6,737,230. Whereas the town has an agreement with the Federation of Canadian Municipalities to provide a loan in the amount of up to $4,918,000. Be it therefore resolved that the Council of the Town of Salisbury direct administration to submit a request for contribution to the Federation of Canadian Municipalities for the grant in full as per the agreement, in addition to submitting a request for contribution for the loan in full in the principal amount of $4,918,000 on such terms and conditions pursuant to the agreement CPC-23-0203, and the clerk/treasurer and or mayor be authorized to issue and sell to the New Brunswick Municipal Finance Corporation, a local government of Salisbury debenture in the principal amount of $1,820,000 on such terms and conditions as are recommended by the New Brunswick Municipal Finance Corporation. And be it resolved that the local government of Salisbury agree to issue post-dated checks payable to the New Brunswick Municipal Finance Corporation as and when they are requested in payment of principal and interest charges on the above debenture, and the clerk/treasurer and mayor be authorized to prepare and execute post-dated checks payable to the New Brunswick Municipal Finance Corporation as and when they are requested in payment of principal and interest charges for the Federation of Canadian Municipalities as per the agreement and as arranged between the Federation of Canadian Municipalities and the New Brunswick Municipal Finance Corporation. So moved.
I'll second.
Second it.
Can we all second it?
It was pretty close, but it was moved by Councillor Thorne, seconded by Councillor Glant. With that, do we have questions to the motion?
I do have one question. I noticed in the memo you talked about there are certain outstanding changes that will be financed through the town's operating budget. Do we have any details on what those outstanding changes are?
Yeah, it's just the final things that there's changes and credit. So we just haven't gotten the formal paperwork or documents from the contractor. So there are some things like changes, like there was an electrical change for the hoist. There was like a credit for like the bottom tile that was identified as a deficiency that we're getting a credit for. There was a credit for like a rubber base in room. So these are like very small items, and where we don't have the formal like change order paperwork, we can't consider it as part of the final like debenture amounts. But we have plenty to absorb those the net kind of payable amount through our budgeted amount for the interim financing, because we've budgeted to carry the interim financing for the full year. So we'll be able to pay that off before year end. So there's plenty of space there.
Okay, thank you.
Assuming that was the main question. So the amount will be like, I don't have the exact amount, but there's probably five change orders, and I think two other credits other than the ones that I listed.
One question. There's a grant piece of that, right? That we got
Yes.
from the Green Municipal Fund.
Yeah.
Do we know what the total of that grant is?
We do, but it's in the agreement, but technically we can't say it on the record until it's formally announced. But if you do the math, you can see,
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So if you look in the agreement with FCM, they will finance a certain percentage of the total project. Part of that is a grant, part of that is a loan, and we get the maximum for both of them.
I have a two-part question.
I didn't
Specifically,
know you were here.
I'm slow. When it comes to paying off the debenture early, is there a benefit to doing so? And then secondarily, some of that interim financing, is that able to be reused for other utilization, or is that line of credit all going to be used up and finished up when you're done? Or what is the plan with some of that?
Do you mean for the interim financing? Do you mean like when we pay it off, what happens with it? Is that what you mean for the second question?
My understanding is you had a line of credit to try to address a certain amount of this stuff. Is that renewable and or going to be used into the future for other projects, or is this all done when this project is complete? And therefore, is there a benefit to waiting?
Yeah, it's all done. The town has to, in order to even get interim financing, we have to show the lenders the ministerial, like the order that we get from the province says you're approved in this case for up to $7,500,000. And then it also has wording to the effect of being able to pursue interim or short-term financing to carry that until it becomes the debenture. So the lenders will only allow you to use it for that use. So once this is paid off, it's closed and the account is closed and it's done. If we have a project tomorrow for something else, we have to have short-term financing. We need a separate ministerial order for that. And then for the first question, in terms of paying off, when you go through municipalities can only borrow through the borrowing board. And when the terms are agreed to, they have to stay like that. So you can't, it's not like a conventional like mortgage per se, where you can pay off a certain percent year over year. So that's all the constraints of municipal borrowing.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Additional questions? Seeing no additional questions, all in favor? Aye.
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 Contrary minded? Motion carried. With that, do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Oh, Phyllis. Seconded.
So moved by Councillor Bannister, seconded by Councillor Thorne. Sorry, you popped up on the screen there. Okay, so with that, any questions to the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried and meeting adjourned.